All right, Giants Nation. So I wanted to talk about the Seahawks when Week 5 is officially done. So I thought it would be appropriate time to drop the post thoughts about that win. I think Tyrone Tracy should be the starter. And I remember watching TD Barrett, who was a really good Madden player, play as the Giants and do his whole, fictional draft league. And he immediately started Tyrone Tracy. And he did well with the Giants, made it to the playoffs in this imaginary league. I know it's Madden, but couple things that I saw in his Madden video that's starting to become real life is Tyrone Tracy looking like an RB1 and Isaiah Simmons being an effective player. Like, I felt the first few games Simmons didn't really get a lot of snaps, and I was kind of confused by that. I thought during training camp that Joe was really high-fiving him a lot and just talking to him a lot, and it seemed like he really believed in Simmons, so I was surprised to not see him out there the first few games of the season. I'm sure if I look at his snap counts from week 1 and week 2, they're lower than what they are now, or maybe he's just being more effective in a limited role. But I'm happy he got that block because I wasn't looking forward to go into OT. I thought the defense did a real good job. Obviously, they're number 1 in sacks. They're at 22 now, and the part of that could be what we faced last year. I feel like the Seahawks are dealing with what we dealt with last year with the bad offensive line. A lot of people like to say, "Oh no, Daniel Jones is bad." No, the line was worse than that Seattle Seahawks line, and that line that they're dealing with is pretty bad. Not to take anything away from our defensive front, which should be good on paper and is now showing in real life that they are good. What a difference an offensive line makes. Like, I know we don't like to give Daniel Jones credit because, 6 years in, so a lot of people are exhausted of Daniel Jones. So if he plays good, they're just kind of like, it's just one game in 5 seasons. I've seen people say a lot of ridiculous stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he redeemed himself from the game last year because he embarrassed us last year at home. He threw that pick 6. And, when I go back and watch the tape, even right after it happened, a lot of it is, yes, he made a bad decision, but at the same time, you have Josh Zudo as your left tackle, and he's being pushed into your pocket. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to speed up your clock. Like, I'm not making excuses for Daniel Jones. It is what it is. You can see Geno Smith was struggling, although there were times where the defense just left the man wide open, but we were getting to Geno Smith and he looked uncomfortable out there, and that's how Daniel Jones looked last year. So it's great to see him go out there and drop 250 plus yards and 2 touchdowns on the Seattle Seahawks, because their fans were already trashing him and saying that Malik Neighbors got a concussion and how he's not a good quarterback, and he's been good for a majority of the games this season, guys. I know you guys don't like to give him credit, but I mean, even if you go by just simply fantasy, he's been better than a lot of the quarterbacks. I mean, the dude's had 3 out of the 5 games where he's dropped damn near 20 points in fantasy. And if you go and look at real life stats like EPA and QBR, he's in the top 16. So y'all need to put some respect on that man's name, especially since he threw a deep ball this game, which is what y'all been crying about. He's been doing everything else pretty good, but he just couldn't hit on the deep ball. And so you guys were saying he was trash, which I said he was mid. I didn't say he was trash. I said he was mid. Y'all was out here posting all these videos talking about Daniel Jones trash, and he was doing everything underneath, just wasn't hitting on the deep ball, which is crazy to me because we got so many other quarterbacks out there struggling. Quarterbacks that are better than Daniel Jones, but we shitting on Daniel Jones because it's been year 6. You don't like it, but the Giants like it. Hey, not my problem. But we got the win. I hope to see Tyrone Tracy as the RB1. I wasn't really a big fan of Devin Singletary. I liked Devin Singletary when he was with Houston and with the Bills, but I feel like if they're going to do a timeshare, I feel like we need to see more Tyrone Tracy. He needs to be the default RB1. But then again, he kind of does some of the same things as Singletary, but better. He's more elusive. So I don't know if Singletary's hurt next week, then obviously that doesn't do well for his stock. But they put so much money into Singletary, I can't see him not playing, even if Tyrone Tracy's the RB1. So I don't know. I guess this is a good problem to have. It's just that they do a lot of the same things. I mean, they both can catch. Tyrone Tracy used to be a wide receiver. So, but anyways, guys, tell me what you think about this win. Did you think we were going to get the win? I thought it was a possibility, but I didn't pencil it in as a win. But as soon as I saw everybody was being pessimistic, I was like, yeah, we got a good shot. I love it when people are pessimistic. But what did you guys think of the game?